guys, welcome to my Etsy channel. If this is your first time visiting, this channel's primary objective is to help you build a thriving Etsy business. So if this sounds like something that you need help with, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also make sure that you hit the notification bell. So therefore, anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to know about it. On today's video, I'm actually doing a critique on the store called Kathy's Crochet Nook. So thank you, Kathy, for allowing me to do a critique on your shop. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I normally do on a critique is that I pick one listing to do like an audit and kind of go over every little detail about it. So I actually picked this one here. And the first thing I always talk about in my critiques is product photography. That's like one of the most important factors of someone deciding whether they're going to click or just keep browsing the Etsy search results. Now, the photo has to be amazing. It has to have natural light. I would say no distraction in the background. A lot of photos that are minimalist and they have like a white background do really, really well on Etsy. Also, you want to make sure that when the person is looking at the actual listing, they understand what they're buying. If there's any type of confusion on what exactly they're looking at or what exactly they're going to get, it will not get you the sale, basically. It doesn't matter how amazing your product is. A bad photo will prevent you from getting a sale. So therefore, in order for you to step up your game, your photo has to be completely amazing. You're going to be targeting two potential buyers. You're going to be targeting the buyer that's actually looking for your item, and you're going to tap into the buyer that wasn't looking for your item, saw it, fell in love with it, and they want to buy it, right? So you're going to have those two options. However, in order to get either buyer to buy from you, the photo has to be compelling. It has to be beautiful. It has to have no distractions in the background. It has to be clear, straight to the point. When I look at the photo, know exactly what I'm buying. It has to be cropped in a complimentary way, and it has to be displayed in a very, very nice way. And keep in mind that when you sell on e-commerce platforms like Etsy or any other e-commerce platform like Amazon or eBay or Shopify, all you have is a photo, right? The person can't go to to your actual store and wear it or try it or touch it. All you have is photo online. So the photo has to be amazing. My suggestion, Kathy, for your photo is to redo it again. When I first saw this photo, I really wasn't, before I read the description, I really wasn't sure what I was buying. I actually had to look at the second, third, and fourth to kind of get an idea of what I was buying, because it said crochet coaster set, and I thought it was this and this, that was the set. But what you're talking about, this is the set. So you get four of them. So I thought the set was the napkins on top of it came with the crochet. That's what I thought. So there's a confusion there because you have that item on top is creating a little bit of a distraction. So you already have a busy background. Then you have an actual product on top of the product that you're selling. It's very confusing. So I recommend just removing it. Also, when you do photos, every single photo should be sized the same size. This photo fills up the whole frame. This one got white space and white space because it's a different size. The same with this one, and this one is even smaller. So you want to make sure that for your brand to look professional, for it to stand out from thousands and thousands of other people selling similar or same items, you want to make sure that your store stands out, that you have amazing photos, that's very cohesive, that is very brand oriented, that you have the same colors on every photo, because that's going to create a brand, and that's going to make you stand out from your competitors. If you don't stand out and your pictures don't look great and they're all different sizes and there's confusion on the actual photo, the first one, it is going to really confuse the potential buyer, and they're not going to buy from you. So what I would suggest is either buy a light box to kind of take the picture on a really nice white clear background, or take natural lighting photos. I would just put them on top of maybe of a table, maybe take one photo that is like up close, and then the other photos put them on the table, kind of put them like in display wherever you think it would look best, and take natural, beautiful photos. But yes, definitely work on adding new photos. I will also add a call to action at the end of your photo. So a call to action basically is like a little arrow saying click below to learn more about the listing description, or click the heart to favorite this item. You kind of want to encourage people to take action in your store. The first one is telling them to click below for listing description. The reason is because it might be their first time on Etsy, so they don't really know how to navigate Etsy. And on top of that, if you tell them to like the store, or to favor this item, later on when you add more products to your store, it will drive more traffic to your store because they'll get a notification saying Kathy has added new items. Or if you put this product on sale, um, then they'll also get a notification saying that this product that you liked prior before has gone to sale. So it's more eyes to your shop. So you want to definitely work on adding call to actions, and keep in mind that the longer you keep the person in the store, the higher the potential of them buying from you. And that's what you want to do. You don't want them to leave and then go somewhere else. So that would be my tip number one. Tip number two is your keywords, right? So you want to make sure that you're using keywords that, one, describes your item. So that way it could be for the target audience. And you also want to use keywords that are not oversaturated, meaning not too many people are using. And you want to use keywords that are not in the sense that they're target, but if you use a keyword like this one, home accessories, that's too broad. So now you're targeting anybody and everybody. So therefore, you might get a lot of impressions, but you might question, why is it that I'm getting a lot of impressions, but I'm not getting sales? It's because you're targeting the wrong people. You're showing your product to people that are not interested in it. So therefore, your impressions are higher. Your views are higher, but you're not making any sales. So therefore, this is something that needs to be fixed. So if you were to look up crochet coaster set, and you were to go to Etsy.com, it kind of gives you an idea of how many people are using it. And guys, any tools that I use today, like Etsy Rank or anything else, you could, on this video below, you're going to see a box where it has all the resources there, plus additional resources. So I recommend you guys clicking below to view them. So I use Etsy Rank as a way to look at keywords and tags and my competitors, and kind of analyze my own shops. So if you were using crochet coaster set, that's actually a good one. The results are only 5,000, so that's not bad. Now, if we look at home accessories, and then another reason why that's not bad is because you're actually targeting people that are interested in your product. And as you can see, all these people have the same products. Something like this, a picture like this would be very beneficial. Something simple like this with the coasters, maybe a coffee mug so they can understand that that's a coaster. So basic and simple. Don't the more complicated you make it, sometimes I know that's happened to me, that we start thinking, oh, let me add this, let me decorate it, and then it becomes like something else now that people don't really know what they're looking at or what they're buying. Home accessories, one is a keyword that's too broad. As you can see, they're selling guns, a book, little pantry, cup holders, Mickey Mouse. So there's a lot of different stuff when you say home accessories. So therefore, now you are steering away from your target audience. Now you're showing this to anybody. So therefore, your sales are going to be less. And then also, this keyword is oversaturated, meaning that there's too many people using it. So therefore, it's going to be really, really hard for you to rank organically. And organically means that somebody typed in your keyword and you got found on the first page of Etsy without any advertising. Now, however, if you also run an advertising using that keyword, what's going to happen is your cost per click, which is like every time somebody clicks, you get charged, is going to be really high because there's so many other people competing for that same keyword. So therefore, they could raise the price higher and charge you whatever fee they want. So I recommend using keywords that you could not only target, but that are low competition. Still, people are looking for them and they're on demand, but with lower competition because this is too oversaturated. Too many people are using it. So your listing is going to be buried somewhere on the, all the way down here. And I know that majority of us, when we shop, we might go to the second, third page, and after that we either buy or we're not going to buy. We're not going to keep looking. We're not going to go to page 7 and 8, 9, 10, and so on, because after that it's no point. So I recommend switching that. Now, what I did notice with this listing is that you're not using any tags. You only have the category selected, but you don't have tags. I'm not sure if it was just that you forgot to, or if that's just the way that you have it. But what I recommend is basically going back to your listings and checking out your listings, and any listings that you currently have that are missing tags. I recommend fixing them. You definitely want to go ahead and fix them, because um, right now you're not going to be able to drive any type of traffic to this shop if you currently are not using um, keywords for them. So you definitely want to go ahead and fix that and add all 13 keywords. Keep in mind that the more keywords you add, you want to use all 13, but the more that you put, the more chances of you getting found. So you definitely want to use all of them, because that's what's going to help you drive more traffic to your shop. So just keep that in mind. Just make sure that you go back and change them, and make sure that when you do that, that you only use targeted keywords that are basically not oversaturated, right? And that describes your item to the T. So those are my tips for the listing, for the tags. After you find the keywords, you want to put the main keyword in the beginning of your title. Keep in mind that with the new Etsy changes, they want you to write a title that is easy to read, that is very explanatory of what you're selling. They want to they want to simplify. So instead of us stuffing so many keywords, they want to make it very simple, simplified sentence so people can know exactly what they're buying. You also want to make sure that you include the main keyword in the beginning of your listing description. This section here is considered the meta description. It's what Google shows people when they find you in Google or any large search engine like Google, Yahoo, Bing. So you want to make sure that one, the keyword is there, and two, that the meta description, which is this part right here that I highlighted, is very compelling. It's something that is going to make that person want to click and buy your product. You have to tap into people's emotions when you sell. And if you pay attention to commercials or advertising online, you will notice that every day people are tapping into our own emotions. That way we can make a sale. We could go ahead and buy. So you definitely want to work on that, because that's going to help you increase your sales, especially if you tap into people's emotions and do it in that way. So let's go ahead and go to the next tip. So the next thing I want to talk about is listing description, right? So the listing description is basically what helps you close out the sale, because the SEO portion of it is how they found your listing. The photo is what made them like fall in love with your item, right? And they want to click on it and learn more. And then the listing description is basically it's gonna help them close out the sales. It should include, not only should it include your meta description and a short bio of what they're buying, it should also include what you're selling, what's included, shipping policy, return policy. Um, it should have also a backlink at the bottom. This is like mine's for my shop, and you could kind of do something similar to it, so you could have something better. And this is how I have it. I have my description, what's included, how to order, what you will receive, refund policies, and then I also have a backlink, right? That if they click here, it takes them back to my home page and they don't leave my actual page. That's what you want to do. You want to make it easy to read, easy to follow, create headlines, and then also pretty much describe your item and tell them everything and anything they must need to know about this listing. That builds credibility, it builds trustworthiness, and then it avoids them messaging you about questions about your listing because you went ahead and answered it already. Now, looking at your listing right now, it does look incomplete. I don't feel like you have everything that you should include in the actual listing. So I do recommend redoing your listing, be more detailed, adding, like I said, anything and everything that will help you describe your item to that potential buyer. And this is going to help you. It's going to help you stand out from the rest of the people. It's going to make you look more professional, and it will help you with your sales, which is so, so important. So I highly, highly recommend doing the changes on your listing description. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the curation of your shop. And the curation of your shop is how your shop looks. I highly recommend buying a logo. A logo is going to make you stand out. It's going to take you from a regular business to a very professional business. People look at logos and they feel, okay, I'm buying from a company, even if it's a small company, right? So I recommend investing in buying a logo. I also recommend buying a banner. And if you were to look at the stores online, the most prominent stores, they have beautiful banners. The banners have the hours of operation, it has their website, it has their links. So these are things that you should include. Therefore, people, when they see your store, it looks professional, they could follow you. This is creating branding, right? If you go to a regular website, like Nike.com or Sephora.com, you'll see that on the top they have all their social media icons, and that's in order for you to follow them and create that brand awareness, right? You have to treat it the same way. I would recommend doing a different logo. I don't know if this is your logo here, um, but the way that it's on top like this, it's not your logo, your brand, your banner is not that bad. It's just that you could elevate it so much more, right? I think we all have room for improvement, and I think that your banner should look way better than that. I do like the fact that you have a photo of yourself. A lot of people don't do that. I think it's important because a lot of people want to connect and they want to know, who they're buying from. So it's very, very crucial that you have that. Um, I do see that you have a announcement that you did, so that's really good. Um, so you have here like what you do, which is fine. I will more write this more on your about me section because the announcements are more for like any like specials that you're currently running, or if you're gonna be closed at certain hours. That's what I would recommend by putting here. Um, in the about me section is where you put like your passion and why you started your business, and you don't have that filled out. But I recommend doing that. And if you have other social media platforms, that's where you will put it. You will put Pinterest there, you put Instagram there, connecting them there. That way they could become hyperlinks. People could click on them and visit your other social media platforms. But yeah, I do recommend you switching it over. I recommend adding additional photos. If you have photos of you working or doing your hats or doing any type of work, or if you want to just take a picture of your office, it's really nice because people want to connect, and keep in mind people are emotional buyers. But these are my recommendations. I'll kind of give you a recap. One, update your photos. Two, make sure all your photos have the same background. If I saw this picture, this listing on Etsy, and I saw this listing on Etsy, and then I saw that one, I think it's from different shops because there's no cohesiveness. All the colors are different. You have this background, you have a, kind of like a purple background, a pink background, then you have a green background. All the colors it's too many colors. You could stick with two or three, and then just that's it. Just stick with that same color. Another thing is, I wouldn't put your logo in the photo like this, like a watermark, because if you Etsy actually features stores. That my store got featured last month, and what they do is they'll take a photo from your listing that they like, and they feature you, and that drives you tons of traffic. However, If you have your logo stamped on that particular photo that they like, they will not feature you. So just keep that in mind. I wouldn't put your logo on top of any photos like this. This is actually here a little confusing because if I saw this, I would think that that comes with the hat, so I wouldn't want to buy it. You see, it doesn't look attractive when you have it. So I would just remove it, to be completely honest. Just remove it. I will also maybe take pictures of people wearing the hat. So if these are hats for little girls, maybe have like a little girl model for you and actually be wearing the hat, because it's gonna make it look better, the photo. So fixing the photos, fixing your SEO, making sure that you're using all 13 keywords, making sure that you're writing a very detailed listing description, getting a banner, getting a logo, and then just working on the overall field of your store. Now, Kathy, this does take time. Don't think that, oh my God, I can't do it. You could do it. And it's going to take time, because at first, when I started my Etsy shop, I thought all my colors and everything was good. And then over time, like 6 months in, seven, I would go back and be like, oh my God, I could actually improve my shop. It doesn't look that great. And then I would go back and change stuff around. And eventually I knew what worked and what didn't work, what got me more clicks and what didn't. And you start getting better and better and better, but you also have to be consistent and put in the work to get better. Because if you only update your listings once a month and you're not crafting the skills of maybe editing, or crafting the skills of taking photos and using softwares to kind of manipulate the photo and make it look better, if you're not learning these skills, then your photos are never going to improve at the rate that you need them to improve to start making sales. So I hope that makes sense. You have to put the time and energy. And my last advice is to make sure that you treat Etsy as a real business. A lot of people have the misconception that because they didn't put $50,000, or they didn't have to go get a loan to open the store, they don't treat it as a real business. But there are shops out here that make a million and more, right? So the potential is there. It's just how much more, or how much are you willing to work in order to make that happen, right? So definitely work on it. It takes time, so don't get discouraged. It's just one of those things that if you've never done e-commerce and you don't have experience on SEO or experience in graphic design, it might take you a little bit longer, but doesn't mean that it's impossible, okay? So hopefully these tips help you today to kind of get an understanding of what you need to change and start implementing. Guys, if you guys have any tips that you recommend for Kathy that I didn't mention, or maybe you also sell similar items like she, leave a comment below. I mean, I'm trying to create a sense of community where we all come together and help each other out. So if you have any advice that you could give in order to improve the quality of her pictures or improve her shop, etc., please let us know, because at the end of the day, we're trying to, like I said, create a sense of community. So if this is your first time, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, guys, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.